Welcome back, gods and goddesses, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I channel my gifts for the collective advantage. And I encourage you to not only seek your gifts, but to find meaningful ways to employ them, not only for yourself, but for the collective as a whole, in any way they are the Most High deem fit. Okay, collective, I channeled this message on 12, 23, 25. Any of those numbers could be significant. Okay, I'm here. Let's take them as signs. So you could be a December baby, January, February, March, or May. This could pertain to any one of those energies. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. I'm hearing Virgo, March, Pisces. I said that already. Aries and Taurus might be significant. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 5s as well. So 155 could be significant. I channeled this at 1:55 p.m. on December 23rd, 2025. Remember, anytime you're seeing this, these messages are timeless. Whenever this message or this page itself finds you, you're in divine alignment, and it was meant to find you in that timing. Okay, so I am grateful to be a pit stop, a rest point, a lamppost on the journey for you. I hope you are getting through it well, and I encourage you to keep moving forward and traverse whatever energies you're going through. Right now, what I have on my table, if you haven't been here, let me let you know we're heavily coded over here. So on the table, we have a 304. If you don't know, now you know. Okay, so these are Louis over here. We call low vibrational energies, or LV energies. Yeah, I'm hearing she got that LV. You know what Cardi said. But somebody got LV energy, so someone's low vibrational. We just simply call them Louis over here, or 304s. If you know, you know. I'm hearing you know dang well what it is. I saw 2, 3, 4 on the timer, so we're definitely in divine alignment. Also, 204 for a recap for the newbies in the energy. 204 just means there's levels to this. Okay, 214 is love, of course, right? Valentine's Day. And 217, I encode that as honor. So there is some low vibrational Louis energies, right? But what I'm getting is you're receiving honor, okay? Because in the midst of these low vibrational energies, you've maintained a sense of love, peace, and harmony, okay? You've kind of been level headed in this situation, whatever you're going through, okay? Someone could be 55. I'm hearing up to the ages 55. That could be significant. 355 and 354 could be significant for someone, okay? C names are significant. And then I got 55 times 3. Okay, collective. A little bit of goddess math. Good Lord. I just saw 3, 4, 5 on the timer as I said that. So that's definitely significant. So when I was channeling this, I saw 55 3 times. So heavy on the change, okay? Big changes coming through, maybe in 3 different areas of your life, okay? 55 times 3 is 165. So something about that could be significant. We could add 6. You could be born in June. So what is that? Gemini, Cancer. And 5, yeah, we already had May for Taurus. So any of that could be significant. Somebody could be 65. Okay. So any of that could be significant. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember, if it applies, then catch this vibe, collective. If it doesn't, then just let it fly. No harm, no foul, no sweat. Okay, don't take it personal. C names definitely significant. Someone's name could be Will. I'm hearing Williams or William, Lewis, Lois, Louise. Okay, any forms of the things. Walter or Walters. Somebody's name could be La Vita or Vita as a nickname, or that's their name. Vida also means life, okay, in Spanish. Living la vida loca, okay? Something about that could be significant, okay? So, something is very snowy in this energy collective, okay? What I'm getting is, okay, what I picked up was a snowman, snowballs, and snowflakes. You can be seeing those things, not just in your physical environment, but online, okay? What I got, I'm seeing a snowman throwing a snowball, okay, with a red scarf. That's significant. Was that in a Coca-Cola commercial? Now that's giving me Michael Keaton. Somebody's name could be Michael. Michael, motorcycle. I'm also seeing Ken or Jones. KJ could be significant. PJ could be significant. I'm hearing CJ, TJ. Okay, baby, all the J's. Okay, AJ, all of them. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting GJ, JG. I'm just hearing JG Wentworth is my money and I need it now. Okay, so a lot of channeling coming through. But with this snowflakes, snowman, snowball energy, I got immediately after that, Burr. Okay, so if you haven't been here, if you don't know, honey, if I don't do nothing else, I'm going to channel some Gucci or Jeezy energy. It's just my vibe, apparently. Somebody could be from Atlanta, okay? But what I got from that was how I deciphered it. You take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't apply, leave it for someone else that it does apply to. A cold man projecting or throwing their coldness to people they feel are soft or too nice. So what I'm getting is I'm hearing emotional abuse loudly in my ear. So trigger warning. This will be probably a touchy subject for some. What I'm getting is someone who uses their coldness, okay, uses their emotions to manipulate situations, okay. And typically what they may do is come off cold, okay, or not honor your feelings, kind of be dismissive in the energy, okay. Um yeah, I'm just hearing non-reflective. So not only okay, they don't just dismiss your feelings, okay? What it is they have an inability to reflect on their own emotions collective. So while we can easily get in a space where we want to judge or blame or condemn, specifically when our feelings are hurt, right? Excuse me. It's easier to say he did this, she did this, right? But what you're being called to do is what I'm hearing. Step outside of yourself and understand that people who do this have a hard time sitting with their own emotional state, okay? And balancing that as well. So, right, if they could balance it, they would, and they wouldn't be projecting it out. They must project it out because it's too much coldness, if you will, in their energy. So they have to project it out outwardly. Also, regardless, good or bad, people want you to feel how they feel. Just how joyous people. I'm seeing Tabitha Brown. TB could be someone's initials. BT, Thomas or Tommy. Okay, last name Brown could be significant. Okay, something about music could be significant. Someone could make music. Okay, producer energy, I'm hearing. Yeah, A&R, P&R, somebody's in the music industry or really into music. They hear it on a different level, a different frequency. They hear you on a different frequency. They hear emotions on a different frequency. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Some people really believe being emotional is weak. Being too nice or too soft, too soft is weak. But what they don't realize is it's actually a strength. If you are a person who's very soft and loving and kind of, I'm hearing energetically pleasing. Wow. You're an empath, perhaps. and you are a deep feeler for a reason, right? What happens typically is, people who are empaths, we typically are called to transmute energy. We're actually the transmuters of the energy in this space, because nobody should be thriving in this coldness. Nobody can survive too long in the cold, okay, without getting freezer burnt, okay? I said freezer burnt. What is it called? Hypothermia. Um, Now I'm just seeing frozen. Ice age is significant. Okay, but I just heard age of Aquarius. That's being highlighted. We're understanding more about emotional things. We're understanding more about emotional depth and people who are able to go to those depths. Okay, we're no longer, those of us that are more emotionally intelligent. EIQ could be anyone's initials. O could be significant as well. I saw that before coming on. Okay, RESH could be anyone's initials. I'm hearing precious could be significant. Okay. Yeah, I was channeling that earlier. I kept wondering why that was coming through. Somebody could have a mother who's cold as ice, is what I'm hearing. I was cold as ice long ago. Okay, but perhaps you being who you are, expressing your emotions, is calling that to light with that age of Aquarius energy, okay? Now I'm looking at someone could be a tea drinker. That could be an indication for you, maybe you, this mother figure, this person this pertains to, these people. Somebody in this energy drinks tea. Now I'm looking at a card I have written out that's randomly just sitting here, and it says aftermath is the sum of poor calculation. Okay, so somebody poorly calculated something in your energy. Funny how I calculated 55 times 3. And mind you, today is December 27th. It's 33% on my phone, and it is 4:47 a.m. 6:37 on the spiritual clock. So any of that can be significant. Basically, take those as signs. We already called those out. Cancer, Leo. Yeah, we called all those out. Okay, so it's given from December to didn't I say Virgo? So December to September. Something about February is significant. Something about February season could be significant. February season as well. The month of February, or when it's really cold and icy and snowy, something about that is significant. Okay. I'm just hearing it's going down. Meet me at the trap. Okay, so the traps they set for you, honey, there will be aftermath, okay? And this is a sum of poor calculation, okay? It will be, I'm hearing leveled out. So yeah, some about the levels are significant. People went to great levels to be cold and act heartless when all they had to do was show a bit of empathy, a bit of compassion. Like just the tiniest minute energy of understanding or compassion, but everybody chose to be cold and direct with their coldness and projecting it towards you. Okay, so this may be up to 3. Oh my, now I'm seeing 55. I hope it's not 55 people in your energy doing this. Okay, I'm seeing 11, I'm seeing 33. This is a number of people. It's a big collective, so this could be different for everyone. And then if you work with different people, let's say you work in a big company, it could be 55 people if you add in people in your personal life, at work, at home, right? Okay, online I'm hearing, okay, so this is a lot of projection in your energy. I'm going to need you to clear your energy, protect your headspace, okay? You could be experiencing headaches at this time. Cleanse your energy, okay? I'm getting a headache as I say that. 14:50 on the timer. So let's continue. But they were projecting because you were nice and they tried to make you out to be the weak link. I'm hearing the weakest link. However, if you know, you know, those who are empathetic and feel emotions, um, you know, when you're open and honest about things, you can heal it, right? You can't work on something you refuse to address. So those of us that feel the emotion, we can see it for what it is, call out the situation, whether out loud to other people or to ourselves, and work on that emotional blockage, okay? Right? So if you need help working on emotional blockages, I have a journal called the Heart Work Journal to help with emotional blockages, okay, to get you to tap in more to your emotional depth, okay, and raise that emotional intelligence, okay. That could be significant for someone. Now they're about to feel how cold the world can and will be once the Most High turns his back on them, okay? So I got glaciers, ice caps are melting, okay? If you don't know, when I say there's levels to this could be pertaining to you on an individual level. This can pertain to entire communities, okay? Definitely pertains to the entire collective that reaches this energy, that finds herself finding this reading. This could be on a global scale. This could be in a energetic scale. This could be on a spiritual level, a physical level. There's all types of levels to this, but something significant about glaciers, ice caps, and melting, something about Delta or Delta Airlines is significant. Excuse me. But now they'll be feeling this coldness for themselves. Yeah, I'm just getting Gucci. Burr, burr. So I said, there's a song trying to come through. Sorry. I'm just hearing bricks. Bricks, all white bricks, off white bricks, white and tan bricks, just hit a lick for 50 more bricks. Water like he say something about so icy. Do I need to look at them lyrics? Not right now. Okay. Something about that song could be significant if you listen, if y'all wasn't vibing out to Gucci back in the 2000s, what were you really doing with your life? I don't know, okay? On my way to a regular corporate job, I'm hearing. And yes, honey, we're trapping in the car. Okay. So somebody could be trapping again with these traps. You can, okay. Y'all know what I'm getting now. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye are ice traps. Like, yeah, you can slide on my ice like the escapades. So what has happened is, Spirit is funny. Ice fishing can be significant. Now, who the fuck is ice fishing? Igloos could be significant. You could be seeing this stuff online, on your social media, watching, stuff about Alaska, igloos, cold places. I'm hearing Siberia. Okay, Siberian tigers could be significant. Someone's favorite animal or spirit animal. You probably need to look that up. Animal totems are significant. Somebody don't want me to say this. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is, you know how you can ice skate, right? What I'm seeing is spirit allowed people to, okay. They were skating on thin ice and didn't know it. You ever see somebody fall into the ice and they kind of go underwater and they can't get back out because they can't find the one hole that they went in? Now I'm hearing a poor rat has only one hole to run to. So this could relate to a father figure in your energy. Okay, whether child's father, I'm hearing significant child's father, fathers, stepfathers, father-in-laws, brothers, uncles, males in your energy, okay, that you were once close to, that was cold as ice long ago. Okay, so they've been like this for a long time. Yes, the breeze is kicking up as I say this. Honey, now people are skating on thin ice. They wanted to slide on your ice like it was an escapade, honey, right? You give people too many passes, Now they treating shit like it's a slip and slide. Okay, so some about that is significant. They slipping and sliding and unable to catch their balance. I was seeing a lot of twos before I came on as well. So while you're balancing and leveling things out, other people are being leveled the heck out. Okay. Something about the price, okay? Yesterday's price is not today's price. Prices and receipts are significant. People know the cost of everything, excuse me, and the value of nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. I was about to say in particular. Okay, so check your receipts. I'm hearing check your labels, check your receipts. He's checking it twice, okay? But people know how much stuff costs. They don't know the value of things. They didn't know the value of you, okay? So they wouldn't have been playing with you if they knew your real value. And that's what I'm getting. The Most High wanted, okay? They played themselves out of your energy, out of your life, out of your blessings, okay? On a receipt that day, I got my total was 3311, okay? At a hair store. Okay, so you can be at a hair store, you're about to go to a hair store. Some of our receipts are significant in the price of everything. I'm hearing the price is right. The price of everything means nothing. Now I'm hearing it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Okay, so I'm seeing baseball. Sports are significant. You knocked it out of the park. You might need to go watch the video titled Angels in the Outfield. That was all about a baseball channeling analogy thing. Just trust me. Okay, 22:07 on the time as I said that. Yes, something about the hair store is significant. Storing of hair. Watch where you store your hair. Something about Canada is significant. Red hair. Just keep coming up. I don't know who got red hair in my energy or you red streaks, red highlights, okay? Pepsi could be significant. Cherry Pepsi. I'm seeing sodas, zero sugar sodas. Okay. Watch your sugar intake. Look at the numbers. Something about numbers, numerology you might need to look up, okay? But 3311, that just gives me divine new beginnings. I'm hearing, okay, spiritual teachers getting new beginnings. What I'm getting is spirit is teaching these people through your new beginnings, okay? So they'll have to watch your level up, so to speak. Divine changes coming in threes or fives multiple times is what I got before, okay? So if you haven't been here, I channeled that in one of my other, I was about to say songs. Songs are significant. Trey songs, particularly somebody could be listening to in the vicinity of this, or Tremaine. Somebody's name could be Tremaine Jones. But I channeled before, you will be receiving multiple gifts in a multitude of ways on a continuous basis, flowing on. I'm hearing from here on out, as long as you're staying aligned with your purpose. Okay, when we're in our purpose, our abundance flows to us naturally. Things are coming to you. I'm hearing significantly and fast, swiftly. S's are significant. Somebody's name could be Taylor. You could like Taylor Swift, or your name could be Tay Tay. Tamar has been coming through. Okay. So, but just understand that you will be receiving multiple. I'm hearing an abundance for your loss. Okay, so whatever you lost, trying to traverse this energy, get away from these people and energies. I'm just seeing a chaotic situation, you kind of skating off. Okay, now I'm getting the song Trevor Jackson. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Okay, somebody's initials could be TJ. Somebody's energy you had to get rid of. Okay, but what I'm getting is you had to kind of go off on alone. You could be a Hayoka empath. Look that up. I hope I said that right. Hoyoka empath. Okay. And you deal with a lot of chaotic energies, a lot of avoidant energies. Just we attract a lot of interesting energies, narcissistic energies, okay? Because we are meant to be a reflective energy to them to get them to heal. So, yes, you had to get away from these people, places, and things. Go on your own path to find yourself. This could have been occurring since 2019, 2020, since the panorama, affected the planet, made you go within, look at the things, people, places you were prioritizing. Excuse me, and you could have seen that, these things and situations weren't getting you anywhere and you just wanted to go a different way. You could be a person who didn't have examples of what you wanted to be in life, examples to follow, right, to lead you in the right way. You maybe grew up with a lot of examples of simply what you didn't want to be like. So you really had to carve your own path. That is very difficult. Trust me, I understand. Being in that energy where you don't really look up to anybody, right? Imagine being a child and you have no adult in your, immediate family, immediate vicinity, right? Your entire family, perhaps, that you want to be like or you aspire to, right? That's a tough road to kind of go down because, you want to be something, you feel this calling, this inner nudge. And quite frankly, you don't know how to step into that. You have nothing to emulate. You have nothing to look forward to. Okay. So yeah, you were just disconnected. And perhaps it took you some time to connect to your emotions, right? And get in this energy. Okay. Canada could be significant, right? But just understand you can do all the things you put your mind to, quite literally, right? But just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? That's always encourage you to tap into, what your spirit is calling you to do, what your purpose is, and lean into that. I'm hearing personal messages are significant. So the things that you tell yourself every day on a daily basis are significant. Those internal conversations. Ensure that you're embodying a positive self-talk that is crucial for the mental health. I did have the interesting pleasure of working in the mental health and wellness field, and one of the things that you know I found most important and always is encouraged within that field and that spectrum. Somebody could be on the spectrum or feel like you are, okay? You could quite literally be struggling with internal coldness, how you treat yourself, okay? And you attract others that will treat you that way, okay? So you need to tap in, do the emotional healing, the shadow work. I personally think heart work is just as important as doing the shadow work, okay? So kind of along the same lines, but it taps more into the emotional side, kind of prompts you to look deeper at your emotions, why do you feel certain things, what triggers you, all types of different things about your emotional things. Also how different people, persons, places, and things make you feel, okay, and how that can triggers emotional responses from you. So look into the journal. I'll tag it down below in the comments, okay? But Let's tap back into this energy. Multiples. Heavy on the multiples. You receiving multiples for doing this hard work. You made significant changes, perhaps in 3 different areas of life, okay? I'm hearing social, emotional, and well-being, spiritual well-being, okay? So you're receiving an abundance because you did all this hard work, okay, on your life. Your vitals or life force energy was sapped and you were left out in the cold after already enduring a 10-year battle, up to 10 years. I got specifically a 10-year battle of spiritual warfare. This was far from fair. Okay, so while we know life isn't fair, we always say that. This was far from fair because, like I said, you just needed an iota of compassion, support, concern, empathy, not even sympathy, okay? Just one helping hand. And what I'm getting is spirit and your spiritual team are livid that not one person could lend a pinky finger's worth of love, compassion, devotion, empathy, loyalty, I was gonna say legacy, loyalty to you. Okay, legacies are coming in. Okay, so that's why you're being literally forced onto your path. Okay, so you can go into this legacy energy, right? Change will occur. Change is significant, right? The only thing that is constant is change. That's the main thing we can depend on happening is things changing in and around us, okay? But you doing this work, you kind of you got the jump on the work and you got the jump on getting on your path kind of sooner than others. I'm hearing sooner rather than later. Okay. So you understood that, yeah, this ain't where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to go places. I'm trying to do different things. And who and what I'm trying to be does not align with who and what I'm around. So you had to figure out how to get out of those environments and you did just that. Okay. But just like this spiritual warfare wasn't fair, now your favor will be grand. Again, 217, heavy honor. Honor is being bestowed upon you, okay? The Most High wants to make a display of how unfair his favor can be, okay? Prime time TV. This is going to be on display for everyone to see, okay? Your favor will be a grand display of how unfair favor can be since everybody want to be unfair in your energy, okay? Prime time could be significant. Prime TV could be significant. Netflix could be significant. Coach Prime could be significant. Football could be significant. Okay, so what I'm seeing is how Coach Prime is dating Karuchi. You might have a different name, number one, and a different type of love come in. So it's not going to look like how you're used to, right? Remember, you're used to not so good love anyway. So when this love come in, understand that yes, it's different, but this is a part of your favor is what I'm getting. And there could be an age difference, right? A cultural difference, spiritual differences in practices, right? And belief systems, okay? But yeah, this is definitely going to be different for you. Shows are significant, okay? Someone's going to be showing you off. Someone could be in the entertainment business, okay? Microphones could be significant, could be a speaker, some type of leader, a teacher. I'm hearing a lawyer of significance, okay? Now I'm seeing Iyanla, that's another Virgo, okay? So if you don't know, she did a lot of things. Excuse me, I always tap into her energy or she always comes up in my readings. Cause baby, that's the goat. Like if you're not healing and doing the work, what are we doing, right? Virgo energy. But you really tapped into this. So what I got, you have with ice caps, I got somebody's a cold ass Capricorn, or Capricorn or cold season could be significant, okay? Also, you could have someone, I'm hearing heavy caps capping, heavy Capricorns capping, okay? So this could be Capricorns in their south node, okay? Right? So we know they are typically, I'm hearing ego driven. They are hard workers of the zodiac. They are typically the goats, right? And they get the job done. But what happens is when they're low vibrational, okay, their stubbornness, right? Because when they're high vibrational north node energy, they have the tunnel vision to get the job done, okay? So they're stubborn, they want what they want, and they're going to work until they get it, okay? What happens is when they're in a low vibrational energy, they tend to be stubborn and not work with you and be kind of dismissive, can be combative and argumentative. Instead of funneling that into their passions, it kind of turns inward toward, you know, the calls coming from in the house, usually in the house. My wrist itching as I say that, my hand. Somebody's getting some money. My hand been itching this whole damn reading. 3636 as I said that, okay? 369. The world is mine. But yes, you've endured a lot, and it's time for you to sit back and enjoy the show on board the ship of the high life, okay? Girls trip could be significant. Little Kim could be significant. You could be seeing her. Your name could be Kim, Kimberly. Yes, that came through my energy. I'm hearing Matthews, Wells, all's wells, all is well for a Kimberly McDonald, Donaldson. Anybody else? Mullen could be significant. Any of those names could be significant. Or you could be like a little, like your mom's Kim, your name is Kim, like a little. Okay, got it? We good. The names Johnson, Miller, or Milner could be significant as well. I'm hearing Muller as well. Okay, so I'm just hearing another Gucci song. You get the bag, I flip it and tumble it, yeah. Mm-mm. Bad and bougie. Something about getting to the bag, honey. Okay, so yeah. But the Little Kim song that I channeled was I get paid just for laying in the shade to take pictures with a glass of lemonade. That rock gonna shine like it's dipped in Cascade. I forget what she said after that, but I forget what that song is too. However, that's what I channeled. So yes, that's about to be your energy, honey. The life of luxury, okay? Getting paid for just laying in the shade, taking pictures with a glass of lemonade. I'm hearing showing off that rock, okay? It's looking like it's dipped in Cascade, okay? It's going to be looking like an ice cap itself, a glacier itself, okay? A whole glacier on your hand. Brr, okay? So, yes, collective, congratulations for getting through this energy. I'm so glad that you tapped in and you got out of whatever you needed to get out of and embracing this new energy. So, we are going to leave on a high note, okay? Remember, check down below for the journals that I have. The heart work journal to do the emotional heart work, to unblock your emotional blockages, to tap into yourself fully, okay? The download journal, if you're someone who is receiving the gifts of downloads, remember the gifts you receive, the abundance you receive could be spiritual gifts, physical gifts, a combination of the two. I'm hearing a plethora of them all, okay? If you're someone who's receiving downloads, I have a download journal available on Amazon. All my journals are on Amazon to make them easily accessible. Everybody's used to dealing with Amazon, so it makes the ordering process easier and more comfortable. You don't have to worry about ordering from a stranger because my stranger self is on, I will say Netflix, on Stranger Things on Netflix could be significant. Yeah, you're stepping into your personal power. All right, I need to finish that series, but look into the download journal on Amazon. I'll link all the links below, all the things, okay? It helps you collect the data information from your downloads in a concise way. It has different prompts to get you to dive deeper and think about these downloads deeper than just what you're seeing, hearing, sensing, smelling on the surface, okay? I also have a dream journal. If you're a dreamer, I'm pretty sure there's prophetic dreamers in the energy, okay? This is a tool, many people could benefit from. Documenting your dreams in a clear, concise way where you can go back and kind of pull the gems from them later with deciphering them, kind of decoding them in a way that, maybe only you can understand, right? Our dreams aren't just little movies that play out in our head while we're asleep, okay? Some of them are definitely, I think, to me, my personal opinion, they're all a peek into our subconsciousness. And some of them, some people can have prophetic dreams. So remember to document your dreams clearly. In this way, you have a clear space where you can put all your dreams in one spot. You don't just have them randomly in a notebook, and you can kind of track patterns and different things and understand how and what you dream and what types of cycles and all of the things, right? The same thing with the download journal. It has prompts in there so you can kind of track your cycles and how you channel in the different ways that your gifts come through. All that'll be linked down in the comment below. Again, I thank you for coming in, tapping into the energy, listening to the reading in its entirety, okay? If you made it this far to the end of the reading, let's get our participation points, class, for coming to class. Put a snowflake in the comments, okay? If you stayed to this energy, or those diamonds, those blue ice rocks, okay? Put those in the comments as well if you made it this far, okay? 7:07 on the spiritual clock. You are definitely coming into an abundant, blessed energy with the divine's hands all over you and your future. Claim it down below, okay? If you haven't done so already, like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can stay uploaded with the latest downloads. As I always say, go in love and light, seek purpose, not just paychecks, and always, always, always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Peace, y'all.